or
Get
whatever.
underneath the
So,
cap. Yep.
so Ochai being thrown in. Anyway, to help us sort of get there, I think. And a 2026 lottery protected first round pick to the Grizzlies for John Morant.
Sold. I'll take it.
I love that. You're just like, get the new blood in here. Uh,
where, where,
wow,
where do we sign? Where do we sign? That's a no-brainer.
really? Hello, once again, Toronto Raptor fans. We've got another episode of Raptors in Black and White. We've got the coach head swag in the house, as
What's
always.
up?
And of course, yours truly, Slang, here talking about the week that was and the week to come and latest Raptor news. So, we did pretty well on the predictions last week. You had thought we would go 3-0. We did even cover the spread on the Boston game, and I'll give you some leeway there in that who knew that Brandon Ingram and Jakob Poeltl and Scotty Barnes were not going to start, and then we got RJ going down halfway through the game. I mean, that was obviously not something that we would have known was going to happen.
Not part of the game plan, but when does a game? The show must go on, and with us having professionals, you would have think our second tier would have picked it up, but unfortunately, Boston seems to just have our have our number and have our Toronto Dominion Bank.
Yeah, let's emphasize that. It doesn't get, I just don't believe that, or sorry, I can't believe that on the broadcast. I almost think they must be told not to say that because
That's right. That's
why would
right.
you not just throw it out there once at like, hey, just a reminder, we're at the TD Garden. It's the Toronto Dominion Garden. Isn't it funny that Boston plays in a stadium, named after another city? I mean, Toronto sort of does too, weirdly, with the Scotiabank Arena. It's sort of Nova Scotia, but at least it's not like the Halifax Bank Arena.
Bank. That's
You know
right.
what I mean? So it's not the same thing. It's not really another
Is
city, but
not the same thing. Everybody knows TD Bank is a Toronto Dominion bank, so it's like, hey, did we buy into Boston? And we don't know about. Is there some collaboration? We got to dig a little deeper.
yeah, no, I agree. It cracks me up. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's hard to stop. Jaylen Brown is on a tear. This guy, they're talking like MVP potential votes. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to win MVP or anything, but it's surprising where Boston is in the standings. I think with Tatum going down and everyone kind of thinking they were going to be tanking, maybe to even get a pick so that they could have an off year and add a high.
Well, that's been a team where it's been take two, right? It's been the Tatum Brown show, and with Batman losing Robin, you're thinking, hey, they're not going to be as great, but Batman is being Batman right now, and Mr. Brown is playing on all cylinders.
Yeah. Okay. So you think Rob? I'd say Robin was being Batman. Uh, I
Sorry, did I get that
you
right?
might
Yes.
think Brown is maybe he is like he certainly won. He won like Finals MVP or whatever, right? When they won the championship that
When they
year.
won the
It was not
championship.
Tatum. I think it was Brown that won it. So maybe he is the Batman. But I get what you're saying. Yes, and I mean even Peyton Pritchard stepping up, like he always seems to destroy us. I don't know why, if it's like 3-point shooting that we're not able to block or what. But he was only 3 of 5 from 3-point. But yeah, he had 27. They just pummeled us. Sam Hauser getting 19. I mean, makes me want to puke. Anthony Simons too just was going nuts against us with 15. So
Just going nut. But like I said, when you need to pick up and win one, that's what good teams do, and that's what they did. Like our guys, like you just said, with four guys going out of our starters, you're thinking, hey, second tier guys, you want a little more playing time? This is the time to shine. And the guys didn't step up, unfortunately, on this one. Boston, yes, hard team to beat, but it would have been nice to get that one underneath the belt. But hey, like we said, going 2-1 for the week, still not bad.
yeah, no, and like I said, yeah, they covered they covered the spread, so almost still a victory. And maybe as we go on here, we can start even making picks and trying to cover the spread for the bettors out there, and possibly become a source for at least, not that we're going to say copy what we do, because obviously we're not professional gamblers or anything like that, but maybe we could give you a little extra information or something or
we're,
another.
we're
He
always
needs to
willing to
help.
give a little insight, but like he said, do your own due diligence, people.
Exactly. But yeah, once again, we pummeled Atlanta, 118 to 100, and finally beat Charlotte. Oh my gosh, that took a last minute buzzer beater from Emmanuel quickly. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know
So
if
so
that game.
so that's I was hoping we were gonna go 2-0 on that because Charlotte usually gives us a spanking. But yes, it was good to claim that one there from them because that one had me really clenching my teeth again when we got that victory. And then yes, going into Boston, we started good, but then yeah. So those two teams, so at least we went 1 for 1.
Yes, yeah, I agree. All right, so speaking of quickly, actually, this keeps coming up with these trades. I mean, I've got a trade here loaded up that actually, let me just make sure I have it here. Yeah, I do.
Dun, 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 dun.
But first, I wanted to ask you again, but I know a couple of videos ago we were talking about the would we do for Giannis, or when we also talked a little bit about Anthony Davis and Domantas Sabonis from the Kings. The Davis trade keeps coming up in the media, like Shams again. There was even a quote from Davis himself saying he'd be happy to go to the Raptors. And I've got two questions. Would you, with because he just got injured again, I think. So would you even do it, even if we thought that quickly needs to get out of here and Shed can step up and maybe be our point guard and Elijah, whatever, had a pretty good game against Boston. So maybe he could become the backup guard with Shed starting. I think Shed could handle it actually. Even in crunch time on the last couple games, Shed was playing instead of quickly. Sorry, I'm rambling too much before I'm letting you answer the question, but I'm just wondering, would you number one do it with his least recent injury? And then I've got another question after that, actually. Answer that.
I would love to have AD because he is a wrecking force when he is playing and when he is healthy, but his track record is almost just like BI's. And now for us to double down and have two guys that are iffy, buddy, like BI's been it looked like he went this last summer and put in some work, and we've had a healthy BI. Now,
Yeah,
would
even
we
if he's out with his thumb, it's not an ankle or a knee or anything. So
or near anything, right? Exactly. So once again, but he's still injured. That's what I'm
no, I
just
know,
saying.
but I'm hoping this one's more fluky.
More
Anthony
fluke,
Davis
right?
seems to have a similar problem reoccurring over and over.
Reoccurring, exactly, right? And his is just a real he's a tall guy. He's mobile like a guard, but he gets injured. He's injury prone, as we can see over the years. So do we trade for him? Yeah, but what we would have to give up to get a guy like that, it's is it worth it? Because you're only getting a half a season work out of him, if lucky, right? And going into the playoffs, is he going to be healthy? And does he make the team rise when he's there? It's questionable. But would I take AD on the trade? Yeah, like I said, he does make a difference. So I want to say yes, but one side of me saying no. So I don't know. I still on the fence actually.
Wow. All right. Well,
I
I'm saying
can't give
no.
you
I think
I can't give you a yes or a no because
on
one side of me wants to say yes, but the next side is saying but no.
you're having an argument here with
I'm having an
the good
argument.
and the evil.
You got it. I got the devil on one arm.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm saying I think no. I did do a caveat and say, look, I'm the first to admit that yes, I would eat crow if he came here and somehow was not injured and took us in the playoffs. And I know he's an impactful player, but
Yeah,
yeah, I would hate to have the opposite happen. I mean, it's already crazy that he, got traded for Luka Doncic and isn't playing and performing. I mean, oh my gosh, Dallas, but we all know what happened there. But he got
right,
banned and he's out of a job. But I would hate to lose our Bobby Webster for the same type of reason as he makes the trade and then AD sits on the freaking bench and rides the
the
pine.
bench, right? And another thing, it's not fair to fans. Like you bought into this guy, you bought your season tickets, you want to see this star playing. There he is walking up and down in the street clothes. That's not what we paid for. You know what I
Yep,
mean?
no,
So
good point too. And so then the other point that came up was, and then I want to ask you about this. It's come out of Anthony Davis's camp that he'd be happy to go to the Raptors, but the reason they're saying that is he feels Toronto's desperate enough or a desperate enough market that because of No, Scotty Barnes they used, but Scotty Barnes deserved his contract, I think. I mean, he's become our franchise guy. We're saying, look, we're investing in you and you're the future. But then they used Emmanuel quickly as another example of we trade for him with the OG thing, and right away we're giving him a pretty reasonably higher than lots of people expected contract, to lock him in for a few years. And then Jakob Poeltl has a decent year, and suddenly we're paying him maybe a little more than market value. Of course, we hoped he was going to continue to improve, but suddenly he's now injured and not playing, and he's making 30 million. And then finally, Brandon Ingram, we make that trade, and then he gets not quite a max deal, but a pretty solid
A pretty
contract as
solid
well.
decent deal.
And so
Yeah.
they're saying Anthony Davis is thinking, hey, yeah, Raptors, harder. We're not a small market because of our population is huge, but because we've got the crazy freezing winter and we're a different country, people are less willing to come here as free agents. So because of that, he's thinking that he can cash out here, sort of like what Trae Young did. Trae Young was excited to go to Washington,
That's right.
not because he thinks he's going to win some championships, but they're crazy enough, Washington, to potentially pay him a max salary as well. So, I mean, what do you think about that sort of angle on Anthony Davis? And so, do you think the Raptors would, if they did trade for him, be desperate enough to give him that kind of a contract? And then would that be worth it?
Like I said, a healthy AD definitely worth it. You know what I mean? And like you said, he is an impact player. He will come in there and he will light up the play, especially when he's feeling good, and he'll make the guys just like an RJ elevate. You know what I mean? When he's in it, when he's rocking on all cylinders.
Right.
But flip mode, like you're saying, the injured prone guy that we gotta say that he is. If he comes here and we're looking, and because we had to trade four decent guys for him and then he's on the bench, where's that going to leave us, right? So the T-saw of it, do we really want to gamble or do we want surety? We got young, fresh legs right now, and they're doing it. Do we really need this guy that's, you know what I mean? He's won a championship. He is up there in age, and he's got a little injury on him. But like I said, guys seem to come to Toronto and actually change when they come here. It's like I don't know if they figure it's their last days or Toronto because there's not a lot of limelight. They're in the gym, so would he come here and change? Maybe, but for what his track record is, I think I would leave it alone.
Yes, okay, good. I agree. So I don't have to argue with you. That's good. I also, yeah, it could be the fan base gets them excited and energized, but it could be, that maybe they're trying to get the hell out of here in like a Bruce Brown sort of scenario where, that guy wins a championship with Denver, goes and signs as a free agent, thinking he's going back, with um, the Pacers, right? Is that who he signed with? And then all of a sudden we make a trade.
Then
Uh,
we make a
and
trade,
he ends up on the Raptors. I remember I've said on.
wins on the Rappers, and
Yeah.
then guess what?
And he's
He's
like, "What
right
the
back
hell
in
happened?
Denver.
This is not out. This was not part of my life plan. I was at the first game that he played as a Raptor, and it looked on his facial expression. He was like,
Like,
how did this happen?
how does it? Like, where
Yeah,
am I?
yeah. Where's my agent? Like, what the heck, man? I tried to, I was hoping to go back to the promised land with a different team, and suddenly now I'm north of the border. So, maybe they're playing harder to get themselves out of
But,
here,
but
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 I don't
once
think that's
again, do
the
you
case
see the
for them.
trend that we get? Why did he come here too? When he came, what happened? He was injured.
Yes, I know. He didn't even play right away when he came. Even
He
then, he
didn't
was
play right
on
away
a
when he
different
came
leg.
either.
Yes, yeah,
That's
you're right.
right.
Okay, so then one last thing before we go here, I wanted to get your opinion on this because the other trade that's out there now that the domino of Trae Young fell, everyone thinks John Morant is next. Even John Morant is posting on his whatever X account now, uh,
Yeah.
saying someone don't expect loyalty from someone that's struggling to survive or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact quote, but he feels like he's out of there next as well. And so again, there's Raptors linked to ESPN did a full. Not only did they say we were linked to potentially trading, they put up a trade that they would do to make it happen, or that is potentially being talked about even as the trade. So I wanted to run that by you and get your opinion.
Let's
And then
do
we
it.
can talk about whether or not we'd even trade for John Morant. Sorry, go ahead. Didn't mean to cut you
No, I
off.
said let's do
Okay,
it.
cool. So yeah, they are talking. This is coming from ESPN analyst Zach KRAM. He says that we should deal Emmanuel quickly, Small forward Ochai Agbaji, who they're talking about trading him maybe even for something dumping because his salary we got to get under the apron or
Get
whatever.
underneath the
So
cap. Yep.
so Ochai being thrown in. Anyway, to help us sort of get there, I think. And a 2026 lottery protected first round pick to the Grizzlies for John Morant.
Sold. I'll take it.
I love that. You're just like, get the new blood in here. Uh,
Like,
wow,
where do we sign? Where do we sign? That's a no-brainer.
really? You don't think that John Morant is like, because it's, he was an all-star in his second and third year, but he's gone downhill a little bit in his performance since then.
He has, and once again, like I said, the team I wouldn't say mediocre, but they're average right now, and he's just playing some average. So sometimes change is good for the soul, and I think if he came here with the young lads that we have right now, because he's in that age group, I think he would fit right in, and they would get him going. And when he gets going and when he's excited, he's an exciting player to watch.
I agree the guy's got
No?
raw talent. No, I've seen him like some of those jumps that he does where he's either offense or defense. Like he is jumping late and he's had his head above the rim a bunch of times. Like I'd see his shoulder almost hitting the rim on one defensive crazy one that he did last year.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I just get nervous. Like, do you think then that Scotty and them can get that? Like, like he's got that gun. Like he had all those videos he's posting where he's rolling and he's got guns in the car and who knows if they were
I
real and all
understand,
that stuff.
and
And Scotty
listen, and
denied it.
he's gotten repercussion for those, and I think maturity. I think being young, he had a lot of, like you said, a lot of limelight when he first started up. He was very hot. You know what I mean? And when you're
Sure.
hot and you're young, yes, you're gonna do some dumb mistakes. So now I'm thinking he's matured. He's given us some average ball. So now that he's matured, given some average ball, I think now he's ready to do that next step. You know what I mean? Like if he's supposed to switch, have a decent crew, I think he's saying time to lock in. Let me go and get this chip.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, listen, I would agree. Without a crystal ball and knowing whether or not we can get the more mature version or a more mature version of, I think it would humble him probably to potentially be suddenly in Canada on the Raptors, And I do think that possibly Scotty Barnes' personality is strong enough that he does a little bit of like a behind the scenes of, listen, Ja, let's not fuck around, okay? We could get a chip here. We got Ingram, we got me, we got RJ, we got you. All we need to do is either figure out if Pirtle is going to actually play some damn minutes, or are we going to go find another center? But once they get those pieces right, I do believe that we're going in the right direction. I think Jacoby Walters developing. I think Colin Murray Boyles has surprised some people as a future Scotty or even a future like Kawhi Leonard type of guy if he can get a shot down because he is that good on defense. And as you were pointing out before we came on here, he had that crazy dunk in the game to show that I think he's getting more comfortable. And I think some of our other backup guys like Shed and Dick
That's
or
right.
Mamu Kalashvili
Yep.
could be pieces on a championship rotation. So
You got it, and I always talk about it. We need that depth going into the playoffs because, like I said last week, fouls go up by 50% when playoffs come in. So guys are at the line. So with fouls in effect and all that playing factors into the game, you need guys to get into the rotation. So not only are you going to need them on a defensive end, you're going to need them to put up buckets too. Because if you're getting to a playoff game or championship game, when you get a marquee team, it's about stopping those championship guys, and you're gonna have some mega stars to stop there. So back to Jay Morant. That's why I'm thinking if he comes here, it'll be a good thing because number two, he's not gonna come here thinking I'm the star of the team. We already got stars. So
true.
get
Yes.
in line and keep it going. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah. Good. Well, and then okay. One last question: do you think would he cut his hair? Because again, I think I've said it on here before. I certainly have had conversations with people outside of. I worry like a guy, Jacoby Walters, a good example for me to use. If you remember last year in his rookie year,
Mm-hmm.
he came in thinking he's the man. The guy's named after Jordan and Kobe. I could understand how that makes your head swell. And then the other crazy thing I was talking actually to I think it was my son, where, these guys are the best player on every team they ever play in until they get to the NBA, right? Like that's how good they are or have to
That's
be
how
in
good
order
they
to
are. Yeah.
make it to the NBA, right? So, you're the man. You come into the league with this crazy flopped over, like I don't even know what the heck was going on because he had the other sort of pieces hanging that were braided separate from the main flop piece. And I was so happy. My point is to see that he had cut that off to start this year because I felt in my mind that it was and sort of an admission maybe that maybe I wasn't serious enough last year. I think when the guys have those crazy, crazy hairstyles, they're like, look at me and I'm the man, and this is about, the name on the back of the shirt instead of the team name on the front of the jersey. Would a John Morant possibly? I'm not necessarily wanting him to because I think he looks cool with the way he's got the dreads and but would he maybe shorten them a little bit or something? I don't know to show that he's mature.
I don't think he's in the midst of
Thug
touching
life.
them anytime soon, but I think he might tie it different so that it suits better or something.
Okay.
But or maybe who knows? These guys they like I said, switch is good for the soul. Coming
Right.
to our team, will he shave the sides and keep the top? You never know. The land of the north makes people do things
I
differently.
don't know. Well, yeah, that's true. Actually, with the cold weather, he's probably like, I'm not cutting off any of my hair because even man, when I shave my hair, I can notice the difference when I go outside. It's like, oh my God, it's freezing. And
Yeah.
Colin Murray Boyles kind of has a similar, but maybe he would do sort of that. Yeah. Well, although I guess Ja does sort of pull it back into like a ponytail kind of,
And tying a ponytail style, yeah, it
not
does
all
sometimes.
flopping around or whatever. Anyways,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
all right. I don't know. Maybe you don't need to change your hair, Ja. I'm not trying to be a hater or anything. I'm just trying to help you get, that championship mentality.
You said he's got hops, so maybe if he shaves some of that, he's gonna get another 3 inches in the hops. Who knows?
Nice. Right. He'll be lighter and more aerodynamic. That's true. Good point.
Right?
Yeah. I like it. I like it. Okay. So then, as we're wrapping up here, we have coming up, we got a pretty busy week, actually. There's 4 games before we're back here again next Sunday. So we are playing the 76ers tomorrow. And then we're doing again one of those versus where um, it's Raptors are home twice, but we're playing Philly twice. It's weird. It's like a baseball kind of
It's got a baseball like a series, a mini
yeah,
series they're
yeah,
starting to
yeah,
start off with
yeah,
now.
yeah. So we've got Philly Sunday, and then it's a back-to-back too. So Sunday and Monday, and then we've got Indiana on Wednesday at Indiana, and then our friend Kawhi and the Clippers are coming here on Friday, and then we've got the Lakers Sunday, but we'll do a video before Sunday. So give
Every
me your
Sunday.
thoughts on Philly, Pacers, Clippers.
Philly Clapper, let's see. Woo, that's pretty tough. So we got a West Coast coming into town. We got let's see, we got a Pacers that we beat up and they're gonna want some revenge. So but I'm still believing in our guys. Although they went injured, they were a little tired.
True. We don't know who's going
It's
to
a new
play.
season.
Right.
We don't know who's playing right now. So I'm still keeping a high number right now. I still think we're gonna do 3-1. I still think we'll do 3-1. Our Raptors are rolling. The guys are young. They're hungry, and this year they're not playing around. We got playoffs to deal with. We got numbers to stay up, and they're keeping they're playing and they are being contenders. So you know what? I'm keeping the number high.
All right. I
We're
like it.
doing 3-1.
I like the positivity and the confidence. Are you willing to say who? Like, do you think? I, I mean, let me take a stab at that then. I think that you are correct, and we will. I hope beat Philadelphia in both of them. But probably we could lose one of the Philly, and then we should beat Indiana, and we should be able to trounce the Clippers because they're a disaster. You agree?
So I have Clippers, I have Indiana because it seems like we've got their number for some reason,
Yeah.
and I like that. I noticed we got a good winning track record against them for some reason, but and I think we're gonna split
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Phillies. I
So we're
think
agreeing.
because we're playing them twice and it's close, I think we might split
We're agreeing.
that Philly one there.
I
So
hope we
let's see.
win.
Let's
We
see.
win Sunday and then maybe lose the second. Although it could be that Tyrese Maxey comes and punches us in the face on Sunday, and then hopefully is exhausted on Monday, and maybe Ingram comes back or something, and then we beat them on the second game of the back-to-back.
on the second game on the back to back. So I was going to say the same thing. I was like, depending on which game Maxi wants to take, because we know he's going to explode on one of them. So if they take that one, I think we take the other. So I was going to say the same.
Yeah, him and Scotty Barnes are too friendly. I mean, remember there was that All Star where they were all hanging out together. I think they're buddies, in the off season and
In
everything.
the off season, yeah.
They start jarring at each other, and I think he gets competitive, and it's like, "Oh yeah, Scotty, here." It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you got it. It's like,
that's
and we
awesome.
don't, and we don't like. We've seen that happen with New York. I talked about that with New York. Okay, we don't want another. We don't want another one of those. Okay.
Exactly. All right. Well, okay. Well, hey, thanks again. Obviously, people, if you've watched this far, we really appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe. We got actually some comments. We've had subscribers. It's going a little bit crazy. We're super excited about the momentum. We'd love to try and push over 1,000 subscribers if you guys could. So, like, subscribe, comment. That helps the algorithm and to feed it into more people's inbox or, into their previews so that they can possibly click and discover us. So,
This everybody's got a phone. Just look at your buddy when you're with your buddy and say, "Hey, listen, I'm looking at this thing. Just give a subscribe. Take a look and tell me what you think."
yeah,
We're obviously doing something good because we're you guys are starting to listen to us a little bit. So just listen a little more. That's all we're saying.
yeah, do a little humble brag where, like, you guys could be OG subscribers, before we hit 1,000. Because, anyway, we're gonna be in there for the long haul, hopefully. So we're gonna push past. I don't know what the final number is gonna be, but anyway, help us at least get to 1,000. That way, we can reach one of our milestones. So, all right, we're out. We'll see
We
you guys next
appreciate
week.
you all. We love it. And we appreciate you all. We love it. And like you said, we'll see you all next week. Happy New Year.
All right, thanks. Thanks for watching.